Today, we're counting down the top 10 worst finishing moves currently seen in the WWE ring. Number 10, the spear.
A second spear to the champion! Roman Reigns!
This may spark some debate as the spear is a beloved finisher, but there are valid reasons why it's losing some of its magic. The spear was made famous by Goldberg in WCW. Nowadays, the spear is used by the likes of Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley,
Ali trying to will himself to the spear!
And Braun Breaker, which makes the move quite overused and unoriginal. Uniqueness makes great finishers. Nobody will dare use the RKO when Randy Orton is still an active wrestler in WWE. Furthermore, when wrestlers like Jey Uso and Charlotte incorporate it as a regular maneuver, its credibility and effectiveness become diminished. It should be preserved as a special move to prevent it from becoming the new superkick. Number 9, the BFT. In 2023, LA Knight's popularity saw a remarkable rise, elevating him from a manager to one of the most genuinely beloved wrestlers in the entire company. Despite his numerous strengths, LA Knight often faces criticism for his in-ring performance, which occasionally falls short of expectations. Moreover, his finisher, the blunt force trauma, tends to pale in comparison to finishers used by other top stars like Seth Rollins' Stomp and Drew McIntyre's Claymore. While the move holds promise, its effectiveness varies depending on the opponent, and its execution can sometimes appear awkward. To further his climb up the card, LA Knight could greatly benefit from introducing a new finishing move. Number 8, the rolling stunner.
Waller. Big stunner.
Critics often raise questions about the logic behind certain wrestling moves in WWE, and one such move that comes under the spotlight is Grayson Waller's rolling stunner. This finishing move involves Waller rolling into the ring from the outside and then executing a stunner-style maneuver. While some may argue that the roll adds momentum to the move, others assert that a stunner is a stunner regardless of whether Waller rolls beforehand. Despite the debate surrounding its effectiveness, the move certainly has visual appeal, which likely explains why WWE hasn't urged Waller to stop using it. Number 7, A-Town Down.
A-Town Down!
There has been significant criticism aimed at Austin Theory, as many fans question if he's truly ready for the big leagues. While his in-ring skills are decent and he's capable of delivering great matches, his finishing move could use some fine-tuning. Theory's finisher, known as the A-Town Down, involves positioning his opponent in a fireman's carry before dropping them onto his knee. Despite WWE's efforts to promote the move, including Theory defeating the legendary John Cena with it at WrestleMania 39, it still struggles to resonate with fans. Considering this, it might be wise for WWE to explore alternative finishing moves for Theory. Theory could relegate the A-Town Down to his former finisher, the Ataxia.
Theory has it hooked! Ataxia!
Number 6, the Manhandle Slam.
Morgan got caught! Manhandle Slam by...
When Becky Lynch became the Man, she introduced a secondary finishing move branded Manhandle Slam. She had primarily relied on the disarm her submission hold to secure victories, so having a non-submission move as an alternative finisher allowed her to win matches without relying solely on making her opponent tap out. However, the execution of the Manhandle Slam often falls short. It's essentially a variation of the rock bottom, but unfortunately, it frequently appears sloppy in execution. The move requires Lynch's opponent to jump as high as possible, but many of them seem unaware or unable to execute it properly, resulting in awkward landings. Moreover, the move is quite inappropriate for her, given that Becky Lynch is one of the slimmest wrestlers in the women's division. Number 5, Gunther's Powerbomb.
And now Gunther with a powerbomb.
Gunther's brutal in-ring work has established him as a must-see talent. His moveset includes the folding powerbomb, the burning lariat, various submission holds, and the hardest chops in the business.
Ridgeway trying to...
The powerbomb stands out as one of the best and most devastating finishing moves ever, with wrestlers such as Bryan Danielson and Maven acknowledging it as the most impactful move to take. However, Gunther's powerbomb has garnered mixed reviews, with some fans noting that it looks botched or awkward. Gunther's execution sometimes lacks the fluidity and impact expected of such a maneuver. Despite the greatness of Gunther's matches, the endings can occasionally feel anticlimactic. Number 4, the Rose Plant.
And it allows Bayley now to hit the Rose Plant!
When WWE turned Bayley heel, she needed a new finisher as the Bayley to belly wouldn't fit.
Here's the cover!
Thus she introduced the Rose Plant, an arm trap headlock driver. Since its introduction, the move appears weak and fails to engage the crowd. A headlock driver would be more effective. The inclusion of trapping the opponent's arm around her leg seems awkward. Fans have voiced desires for a new finisher, but it seems unlikely. The only scenario where the move might become outdated is if Bayley returns to her role model persona and reinstates the Bayley to belly as her finisher. Number 3, the final prayer.
Cross setting up Carl Anderson as he screams AJ.
Karrion Kross has become a figure of debate within the WWE fanbase. While he possesses some qualities, there are areas where he disappoints. One notable aspect is his slow-paced in-ring style, which feels somewhat outdated in today's professional wrestling. An essential element in connecting with fans is having a compelling finishing move. However, Kross's latest finisher, the Final Prayer, a modified pump handle slam, has faced criticism. It invites unfavorable comparisons to Brock Lesnar's iconic F5. And the pump handle setup contributes to its sluggish execution. This effect is particularly evident when performed on larger wrestlers like Bobby Lashley. Removing the pump handle could enhance its fluidity and appeal, distinguishing it as a more fitting finishing move for Karrion Kross. Number 2, the Samoan Spike.
Samoan Spike!
This one might be a little controversial given the nature of how heavily protected the move has been over the years in WWE. But the Samoan Spike is arguably an underwhelming finisher for any wrestler, regardless of their size. Initially popularized by Umaga in the mid-2000s, Solo Sikoa adopted the maneuver as a tribute to him after his passing in 2009.
Staggering Samoan Spike!
The move involves jabbing a thumb into the opponent's throat, which theoretically could be a credible way to secure victory in a fight. However, in practice, it results in a safer execution aimed more at the opponent's chest than throat, making it appear more like a punch to the chest than a devastating finisher. Consequently, the move lacks the visual impact that typically characterizes impressive finishing moves in professional wrestling. Number 1, One Lucky Punch.
Mysterio with an opportunity to put. Oh my goodness!
Since his WWE debut in 2021, Logan Paul has garnered praise from both wrestling fans and fellow wrestlers due to his surprising in-ring abilities. However, criticism has arisen regarding his choice of finishing move, the One Lucky Punch. This move was first introduced during his feud with Roman Reigns and has since been utilized, including his last 2 matches against The Miz and Randy Orton. While Logan Paul's boxing background may justify the use of a punching finisher, some argue that it doesn't fully showcase his wrestling skills. Punch-based finishers, such as the Big Show's KO Punch or Lacey Evans' Women's Right Punch, have historically been met with skepticism in professional wrestling, often perceived as lacking in authenticity and impact. Despite the addition of a brass knuckle to enhance the move, many feel that Logan Paul's athleticism would be better highlighted by a more dynamic finisher, such as his frog splash, rather than a punch that may come across as artificial. Here you have it, the 10 worst finishing moves currently seen in WWE. Do you agree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more wrestling content in the future.